All right, guys, so today we're looking at Free Ride by the Edgar Group. Really funky 70s song, and I wanted to get into a little bit more detail on how I play these parts. I covered it pretty well in the first video, but I was very quick with it. So for you members, I'm going to slow it down a little bit and give you some detail here. First thing I want to talk about are the chord shapes we're going to be using. They have strange names: G, B, A, C sharp, D, A. What that means is the first letter is the name of the chord. So a G, B would be a G chord, but with a B bass note. That indicates to us we're going to be playing a slightly different shape than we normally would for the G, so pay a little bit more attention to how do I form that chord. So the GB is the 8th fret on the 2nd string, the 7th fret on the 3rd, and the 9th fret on the 4th string. And we're going to strike that chord once, just those 3 strings, and then we're going to slide up 2 frets, which is a whole step, which changes that chord from a GB to an A, C sharp. Once we get to the A, C sharp, we're going to strike it twice, down, up. Also, I should mention, if you look at the tab, which you should be watching the tab at this point, underneath the tablature line, you're going to see staple shapes or V shapes. Staple shapes are down strums towards the floor. V shapes are up towards the ceiling. Okay, so this whole first part will be 7 to 9 on the 5th string, slide forward, and then hit the 2 7s on the middle 2 strings. Immediately hit your GB chord we just talked about and slide up 2 frets. Then strike it twice. Back to the original GB, 1 strike, and then 7 7 7, which will be a DA chord. So that's the 7th fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So slowly it will sound like this. Then we do 4 mutes. And the mutes are just touching the string with the left hand. Don't push down, just touch them. And then just smack the string with the pick just the same way you would if you were playing a chord. We're going to be hitting the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, down, up, down, up. So that whole first part again. One more time. Now, to get into the next part, we're going to do the same 7 to 9 slide on the 5th string, and then the 2 7s in the middle, right there at the 3rd and 4th strings. This time, it's going to be different. We're going to strike the DA chord, which is the 7th fret on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. We're going to strike it and then hammer in front of it. Middle finger's going to hammer down the 8th fret on the 2nd string. Ring finger will hammer down the 9th fret on the 4th string, like this. Once I get that shape, which again, that is my GB shape, we're going to go back and forth on it, down, up real quick, and then back to the 7 7 7, the DA chord, ending up with an A chord all the way down here at the 2nd fret of the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, including the open 5th string. We hit that chord once, that's an A chord, and then we're going to do our mutes. This time, instead of going down, up, we're just going to go down, down, up. So it's a little bit different sound there. Now, I should mention on your tablature sheet, you'll notice that I named the chords at the beginning on the 2nd measure there, but then when we got to the 3rd measure and the 4th measure, I didn't put the names of the chords in. That was on purpose. If you notice, they were kind of overlapping each other. The print was above the tab sheet. I could not correct that because it's just a function of the program I used to write these, so I didn't want to clutter up all of the tablature. So I'm thinking you guys can identify the chords on the 2nd measure, and then when you see them moving forward in the music, you will realize I already know that chord, I know what it's called. So that's why they're missing there. So again, this whole thing slowly. And at the end is not 4. So it's, all right, so those are the first 2 sections of this. I'm going to move forward now and show you how we get out of this and into the next riffs. Coming right up. All right, so what's happening there is at the end of my 2nd riff where I went, then that little fill, which is on measure 9 in your tab sheet, will be the 7th fret twice on the 4th string, and I actually am pulling off to the 5. I don't have it noted as that, but I pull off just because it's fast. You could go and pick them all. I like the pull off. We're just going to go 7 7 5 on the 4th string, 7th fret on the 5th string, and then we're going to jump right into the next part, which is I'm doing there is I'm playing a D5 chord, 5th fret on the 5th string, 7th fret on the middle 2 strings, 1 smack on that D5, drop it a whole step, which is 2 frets. That's a C5, smack that once, and then A, and then we're going to do the hammer-on. When we were up here, we did the hammer-on from the D, A, with the 8th fret and the 9th fret in front of it. This time, same kind of movement, only we're going to be doing it down here at the A string, 2nd fret, and then hammering on 3 and 4. And we're going to go. So. Now, you can also change, if you look at measure 12, instead of playing the D, A up here at the 7th fret and the 5th fret area, on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings, I actually changed it to the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings and playing D5 down here at the open position. I like that as well. The benefit is we're in one area of the guitar neck. The thing that's a little bit harder is I have to change from a D5 shape to a C5 to an A, which is more hand movement. If I'm up here at the D in the 5th position, I can just use the same shape and go down the neck. The sound is, about the same, a little bit brighter with the D5 down here. I'll let you choose which way you like to play it. I play it both ways, even in the same performance, just to keep myself from, getting bored, do something a little bit different, a little bit more texture in there, so I have a little bit more fun with it. All right, guys, new part coming up, bar chords. Sorry about that. All right, so that's the chorus. The bar chords that we need to play, and yes, we need to play bar chords, sorry about that, guys, but we're doing an F sharp minor chord, and that's going to be barring the 2nd fret, all 6 strings, and then the 4th fret on the 4th and 5th string with my little finger, my ring finger, as so. And what we're going to do with it is we're going to hit the bass section of the chord twice, so in other words, hitting the 5th string and the 6th string, and then the top end, the first 3 strings, and then a smack, so it's, and then we're going to move up 1 fret, lay our middle finger down now on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, creating a G major chord. Same type treatment here, bass twice, top end, and then we're going to go to our basic A chord we've been playing, 2nd fret, 2nd and 3rd string, open 5th string, and kind of a boogie woogie sound here. So it's nice and slow. F, G, A. Back to F sharp, G. And now we're going to do this same treatment with the boogie woogie sound, only instead of being A, we're going to do D5, holding the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, open 4th string, and so it's, finally ending with D5. This part has a lot of movement here, including the bar chords, and it's rather quick. So set loop points, slow down this playback, and just go over it as many times as you need to get this down. I did a song recently that had this boogie woogie type feel, doing a little bit of Jet Airliner by Steve Miller Band, and you might want to look at that one as well and get a some practice in on it. We do use that type of a rhythm a lot on guitar, so it's worth learning. All right, next up is going to be some little solo fill snippets that he did in this song. I didn't do the whole solo for you guys, but I did do the cool part, and I want to bring that to you next. All right, guys, so these are the little snippets before they go back into the main riff. And basically what we're doing here is we're going to be playing a muted sound and a note on the 3rd string. So I'm going to do a, that's just touching the string again, but just playing the 3rd string, and then I'm going to play a fret. So I'm going to go 5th fret, and it's all on the 3rd string, then the 4th, then the 3rd, then the 2nd, and then it's set 2 to 4 hammer on the 4th string. Strike the 2nd fret twice on the 3rd string and allow it to sustain. So it's, just look at your tab sheet there. Definitely set loop points here. Just learn that part first. So slowly. Nice vibrato there. Next thing coming up, measure 26. We're going to be bending the 4th fret of the 3rd string, full bend twice. One time is just up, next time is up and down. That's return to pitch. So you can see those little arrows. The arrow up means bring it up a whole step, and then the arrow up and return to pitch would be the arrow coming back down. So now full bend, that's a B note we're playing at that 4th fret. We're going to be bending it to a C sharp note. If you have a little snark tuner on your headstock or tuner on the floor, you can just look at the tuner and watch it come up and center on the C sharp. So make sure your bends are in tune. We also have a video here at Guitar Animal on bends and how to execute them. You might want to take a look at those. We'll make a link in the section below so you can get there. All right, so that was just full bend, and then bend return, and then play the 2nd fret again on the 3rd string, vibrato. So that whole first part is. Next part, we're going to slide up. We're going to take our middle finger and slide up on the 3rd string to the 6th fret, followed by the 5th fret on both the 1st and 2nd and 3rd strings in that sequence. Then bend the 8th fret on the 2nd string, full bend. So it's. Then we're going to drop back down to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, half step bend, and then. So very quick riff there. Bend it a half step, so you're going to bend that B note to a C, and then you're just going to pull off from the 4 to the 2 on the 3rd string, 4th fret on the 4th string, and then 2 on the 3rd string. Then hit it again. The very last riff is going to be 4th fret, full bend, return to pitch on the 4th string, and then pull off to the 2nd fret. So all this together slow. Back to the main riff of the song. I hope you're enjoying this song and all the stuff we're doing here at GuitarAnimal.com. If you have any comments or questions, anything you want to tell us, we do look at that stuff. So go ahead and send it out to us. I am hearing you. Some people have requested some different songs, and I'm working on those. So stay tuned. I'm Trent. Thanks for being members.